14, Ron Ball. Number 15, James Collins. Number 16, Luke Hardy. And number 17, David McLaren. And number 18, Jacob Glass. Alloa Athletic. In goal, Neil Fry. Number 2, Scott Taggart. Number 3, Daniel Church. Number 4, Craig Howley. Number 5, Andy Graham. Number 7, Kevin Ford. Number 8, John Robertson. Number 11, Stephen Boyd. Number 12, Stefan Scuro. Number 16, Adam King. And number 18, Connor Salmon. Alloa Athletic shirts. Number 21, Craig McDowell. Number 17, Jordan Armstrong. Number 9, Ben Arbor. Number 20, Callum O'Donnell. Number 24, Lucas Williamson. Number 26, Liam Evans. And number 15, Nicky Jameson. The referee for tonight's Premier Sports Cup 5 is Callum Scott, and his assistants are Stephen Trainer and Chris Newman. and gentlemen, we would like to remind you of the Scottish Government guidelines that say masks should be worn at all times, and we should ensure social distancing at all times while in the stadium.
Cool. Good evening and welcome to the Indodrill Stadium where Alloa Athletic take on Cowdenbeath in this year's Premier Sports Cup. My name is Kieran Mooney and tonight I am joined by YouTube and media star Ben Crawford. Ben, how are we today? Welcome back to the Rex, or the Indodrill should I say.
I'm sick of these taglines at this point. It's good to be back, obviously, back with fans on the ground as well. Last time I was here there wasn't any, so it's nice to just get a bit of atmosphere back around the place, even though it will be minimal numbers. But it's good.
Yeah, it's quite an exciting night here at the Indodrill. I'm going to drop this stat, we can do a tally on it, but 493 days since fans were last in at the Indodrill Stadium in a 2-0 victory over Inverness. I mean, there's not too many kicking about, but it's just nice to see a bit of a buzz about the place.
I mean, folk will just be glad to get back out and get that extra bit of normality in their life that they've been missing. Obviously, going to the football is a massive part of people's weekly kind of timeline, and it's just nice to get them back involved.
Exactly that, and it's not just the fans returning to Indodrill Stadium. We have a couple of other people making a return or a new start. May as well start in the dugout. Peter Grant departed the club. He joined your club Dunfermline. Alloa appointed Barry Ferguson. He came along with Bob Malcolm. An interesting signing, definitely raised a few eyebrows, but what did you make of Barry being appointed?
I mean, I found it quite interesting, obviously, because he'd done really well at Kelty, and I didn't really see him departing there as soon as he did, but it seems like he'd made his mind up that he was going to move on a few months prior to actually getting the promotion signed, sealed and delivered. And obviously Kelty were on an upward trajectory, and I just thought he would stay there, but he's obviously come and joined Alloa, and it's a new challenge for him. It's obviously a completely different one to Kelty, where Alloa have just come down and they're having to kind of rebuild the squad a bit and bring in some new faces along with the experience that was already here. So be interesting to see how Alloa get on this season, because there's certainly some good competition in League One.
Yeah, there's massive competition. I think you can count Falkirk, Queen's Park and Airdrie as 3 full-time teams. You've got Cove Rangers as well, who are strong. Barry Ferguson's obviously managed in the professional leagues before. It didn't go particularly to plan when he was at Clyde, but he's gone away, he's learned a lot at Kelty, albeit, like you say, a completely different challenge. Barry Ferguson, being Barry Ferguson, has already come out and said the objective is to win the league. Is that realistic, or what do you reckon?
I mean, the previous gaffer, as you mentioned, said that Alloa was ambition to win the league last season, so you can only back Barry Ferguson and hope that his words end up coming true for Alloa's sake. But as we mentioned, and you said some of the teams there's a lot of full-time clubs in this league, and just teams that are looking to be up that top end as well, and it just depends on how the new squad kind of gels together with that. Like lot that were still here for last season, and some of the new faces that have come in, hopefully they'll hit the ground running.
Absolutely, we will touch on those kind of new signings that Alloa have made. Don't want to fight against the stadium announcer, so we would just give it a couple more minutes before we discuss the team lines.
Number 15, Jamie Collins. Number 16, Luke Mahadi, and at number 17, David McGurn. Number 18 is Jacob Glass. Alloa Athletic in goal, Neil Parry, number 1. Scott Taggart, number 2. Number 3 is Daniel Church. Number 4 is Craig Howie. Number 5 is Andy Graham. Number 7 is Kevin Colley. Wearing number 8 is John Robertson. Number 11, Stephen Boyd. Number 12, Stefan Skugel. Number 16, Adam King. And number 18, Connor Salmon. Alloa Athletic substitutes are number 21, Craig McDowell. Number 17, Jordan Armstrong. Number 9, Ben Armour. Number 20, Cameron O'Donnell. Number 24 is Lucas Williamson. Number 26, Liam Evans. And number 15, Nicky Jameson. The referee for tonight's Premier Sports Cup tie is Callum Scott, and he is ably assisted by Stephen Trainer and Chris Newman.
The teams are read out there. There's 5 debutants in the Alloa team. I mean, to me, the one that stands out is Connor Salmon up top. Is he the one that you're looking at?
I mean, he's the most notable name out of the 5 debutants tonight. You've obviously got Adam King there as well, who's recently been at Derby United and has had quite a few big moves in his career, so it'll be interesting to see if he can kick on his career and make a couple of steps down. And then you've obviously got the kind of older guards away from the debutants and the new signings, the likes of Stefan Skugel still here, John Robertson, Kevin Colley, Andy Graham, Neil Pye and Scott Taggart, who done well at this level last year in terms of League One, so they'll be looking to have just as much an impact again.
Absolutely, like you say, it was so good to see so many of the old guards sign on. We obviously lost Stephen Hetherington and Liam Dick most notably, but it's great to see many back as Alloa team make their way to the Indra-Drill. The fans applaud them on for the first time in just under 500 days. It's great to hear such an ovation for the Alloa team, led by Andy Graham as always, the skipper going into yet another season.
It's an interesting moment, Andy Graham. I thought he might have actually had a bit of a chance at getting the gaffer's job at some point, but he stayed on for another year, and all credit to him, he's continuing going. Yep,
he's fit and ready to go, and definitely not ready to hang up the boots, but I think by all means a lot of the players that are on the park today are only here because Andy Graham was nagging at them to sign new deals, so he's definitely stepped up. Here come the visitors, led by Jamie Todd, and a clap for them as well. And a boo. It's great to have the fans back. I'm sure they would have absolutely missed that. A couple of familiar faces for the Cowdenbeath side. You've got a strike force up top of Liam Buchanan and Chris Renton, obviously former Alloa players, and some other noticeable names like Bobby Barr and Kyle Hutton as well for the Blue Brazil. So no doubt going to be a tough game.
And then in net, obviously the new signing Cammy Gill, who's just joined from Dunfermline. Interesting one. Cammy's a young player and never really quite made it through the ranks at Dunfermline, but he'll be looking to make his place as a first team player at Cowdenbeath this season.
It will be Liam Buchanan and Kyle Miller to take kick-off. It's Alloa's first game in the Premier Sports Cup. It's Cowdenbeath's second as they fell to a 1-0 defeat to Wraith Rovers at the weekend. As Buchanan waits for the whistle. And the 2021-22 season and the Barry Ferguson era is well and truly underway, as Andy Graham starts it with a big header from the back, classic.
Trademark.
Although I think his trademark last season became roulettes and we're adding runs from defence.
He's done it all.
He's done it all. Here is Daniel Church here on the left. Looks forward for Connor Salmon. Dealt with well by Craig Thompson. Ball goes long and Gill thinks about it, but Salmon does well to get the ball into the box to Kevin Colley, and it's just headed clear. And Swan will bring that out for Cowdenbeath. These games are always interesting. They are competitive fixtures. It's nice the way that the League Cup has changed this way, but I think Barry Ferguson said pre-match, and all of us deep down know it's a bit of a glorified pre-season in a way as well. How do you think these players will be thinking about it? Chance to progress in the Cup, chance to get fitness?
I mean, I think a lot of players still look at it. I mean, when you hear a lot of them in interviews and stuff, they always say that they're looking to go and do as well as they can in cup competitions, and I think a lot of managers relatively think the same, but there's no doubt that especially part-time teams look at it as a way to just add an extra few pre-season fixtures in, just to get the squad up to scratch going into the league season. It's, as you say, it's good competitive football, but there is an element where teams are just looking to build up.
Stephen Boyd takes a nasty one there off of Kyle Hutton. First big challenge of the afternoon as Alloa take the free kick quickly. Here is Daniel Church. Plays it down the line to Skugel. And that's a shove in the back there from Jordan Thompson, and Cowdenbeath were definitely letting their presence known in the first 5 minutes.
One of the most obvious fouls ever.
Will be King over to take it. Good opportunity for Alloa so early on to get the ball into the box. Plenty of targets in there.
Yep, definitely a lot of height in that box there. Chris Renton and Connor Salmon battling together.
And Adam King, it's a low one and it's cleared at the front post. Not the best of free kicks, but he does well to recover, and Alloa keep possession.
Be interesting to see what an Alloa team looked like under Barry Ferguson. Obviously with Peter Grant last season, it was a kind of heavily based possession team and always looking to keep it on the ground and stuff, but with a signing like Connor Salmon, will it be more of a long ball type approach? We'll wait and see.
Potentially. Salmon's done well, and Colley's skipping into the box, and his shot is blocked well, but only as far as Taggart. And Alloa really are piling on the pressure. You can see the tempo's high.
Scott Taggart, as ever, always getting up high and helping out the attack. It's good to see so early on.
You Skugel over to take the corner kick. Hopefully a better delivery than from the other side. And a new corner tactic from Alloa as they now flood into the box. And it's right to the back post, and Salmon heads wide. It might be, there obviously is going to be changes that Ferguson will want to implement, but it does seem that the formation's still very much the same. It's that classic 4-2-3-1 that Alloa, obviously we swapped to 5 at the back, but most Alloa teams have known for the 3 in behind the 1 up top, and it looks very similar today as well. I was interested to see whether Stephen Boyd would play as part of a striker role, but he's definitely deployed in the wing, and it looks quite similar to what we're used to.
Yeah, it's, as you say, it's been a regular kind of feature of Alloa teams down the years where you've had the 2 kind of sitting midfielders and the 3 in behind the strikers, so hopefully it's still much of the same in terms of Alloa teams of the past, where it's getting down the wing and getting balls in for the striker.
There'll be a goal kick to Cowdenbeath. Positive start though for the Wasps. Gill goes long looking for the head of Chris Renton. Does well. And Church decides to punt it out. I think it was an Alloa throw-in if he had left it, and now it's a corner kick. A little bit shot himself in the foot there. I think you could hear Andy Graham from this side of the stadium telling him to see it out, but better safe than sorry, I suppose.
I'd always do what Andy Graham told me to do.
And it is headed clear by Andy Graham. And over the bar to the jeers of the Alloa fans. You'll never get tired of that. Yeah, I think Andy's definitely capable of continuing to play, and I think we saw at times last season that maybe he was getting caught out for a bit of pace, but he just makes I think he just makes everyone around him better as well. I know Church didn't listen to him that time, but I'm sure that'll be the last time he does that, because he does like to talk these young players through the game. When you've got Howie, Church, Jameson on the bench as well, Armstrong, all young players, they'll learn a lot from someone like Andy Graham playing alongside him as opposed to on the touchline.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have that influence on the young players, no doubt, and then obviously Mark Dunnan coming into the squad as well as a new signing, a relatively more experienced player that might go to help Andy Graham as well, having that extra bit of legs beside him potentially. Just as you said, he did lose a kind of yard of pace last season, I think, but there's no doubt that he's capable at this level of football. He showed it previously and won promotion, I think, twice now out of this League One, so he's definitely got the quality still going another year.
Mullen has been pushed back and it's Alloa throw-in that Church will get over to take. Finds Skugel, but he's given it straight to Bobby Bart. And it's out for another throw-in. Alloa keeping the pressure on here. And Boyd has an effort, but it's easy for Gill. You did mention Mark Durnan was one, he doesn't make the squad today, alongside another couple of experienced Alloa players like Alan Troughton, new signing Mark Lamont as well, so there's still quality to come into this squad that looks okay on paper. Could probably do with a few more, but there's still plenty of options there for Ferguson.
We all know about Alan Troughton. He's well known in the lower echelons of Scottish football, and he's scored at every level, I think, now. And he's just a consistent player, and you know exactly what you're going to get from him, and especially in that front three role, he's very effective. Alloa have made the best out of him since he's come to the club. So I'm looking forward to seeing him once again be a key part of the Alloa side when he comes back.
Here is Scott Taggart to King in the midfield. Craig Howie now at the back. And Church goes forward looking for Connor Salmon. It's dealt with by Thompson. Hounded down by Boyd. Full of energy, Stephen Boyd on this left-hand side. Finds King with a little bit of space, who switches it out to Taggart. Takes it down well. Kevin Collar looking for a way through, but chased out. Taggart up against Swan. Swan's done well, but Taggart beats him in the end. Tossing and turning, looking for a ball into the box. It's very crowded over there, but wins a throw in.
Taggart's very effective down that right hand side. He's done it for a good few years now with Alloa. He's just a very consistent player. He's a good fullback for Alloa to have, very reliable.
And it's always nice to see him playing right back. We've signed plenty of centre halves this season, so although he's very capable there, it doesn't look like we'll see him back in the middle of the park, which is good going forward for Alloa. He does head it in to Andy Graham, who flicks it through to Connor Salmon. Stephen Boyd buzzing about again, but falls into the hand of Gill. As the rain starts to lash down, I think that's my fault for giving it big looks about wearing shorts and sun cream before I came out.
Some of us are appropriately dressed.
For those watching at home with a cup of tea in their live stream, you might have made the right choice. Chris Renton looks to beat Andy Graham, but to no avail, and Graham wins the free kick off his former teammate. It's a long ball forward for Kevin Colley. He's just missed the control there, and Ross Clark takes no chances with the clearance, but doesn't get too far. But Cowdenbeath recover well. Chuck Shear on the left. Target now to King. Alloa just showing a little bit of patience. Andy Graham coming forward, looking for that long ball to Connor Salmon, who has just strayed offside.
Yeah, it did look a bit offside. Just ever so slightly need to track his run there.
All the same, as they approach the 15-minute mark, it is a positive start from Alloa. They haven't really been threatened by Cowdenbeath, but yet to challenge Cammy Gilt. There'll be a throw in for Cowdenbeath as Bobby Barr lets his frustrations know to the new man in between the sticks. Chris Renton wins it again. And they're very similar players, Chris Renton and Connor Salmon. They clearly got very similar roles in the team. I'd probably say Renton started the stronger of the two. He's holding it up well, winning the flick-ons well.
He's a very tall boy. Inky Mountains over Andy Graham even, so.
Have to go back 4 years for his stint in Alloa colours back in 2017, but scored some important goals in that team that got promoted into the Championship. It's a good ball from Adam King out to Taggart. He's looking for a way into the middle, but knocks it back to Colley. Salmon looks to bring it down to Colley again, but intercepted.
Salmon's got a fair chest on that ball. Bounced right off them.
Fair chest and fair head. But
as long as it's effective.
No, I know he's getting on in age, Connor Salmon, but his fitness was next to none in the pre-season bleep tests and fitness tests. He was up there in the top 2, top 3, so he's clearly still got plenty of fuel left in him and fire in the belly. It'll be an interesting one to see how it works out for him.
He should still get a decent amount of goals at this level. I think he scored quite a few for Falkirk last season, so I would expect him to get quite a lot of numbers this season for Alloa, even if we do end up finishing kind of in the lower echelons of the playoffs even. I think Salmon will be a key part of any success Alloa do have.
The only player to score in Alloa's pre-season. He only played 2 games to be fair, but he was the only one to find the back of the net. Exactly. We're just trying to sort out Joyce with some pie and rolls so he can change his pizza sponsorship to some pie and rolls sponsorship with some post-match pictures.
I'll be waiting for that man of the match post. You better look delighted at a pie and roll as well. A much better option.
There's a bit of a wild pass there from Adam King, and it's a throw in a decent area for the visitors. Calls for offside and given by the linesman. Not a bit lazy or clear from Cowdenbeath. Giving King to Robertson, who drops it back into defence. It's interesting to see Adam King play so deep in the midfield. I'm not sure if that's because Alloa, that's the area that they're lightest on, but King to me was always a player who played a little bit further up on the wing, although very capable of playing centre mid. It might be a new role for him.
He looks very comfortable in that role at the moment. He's kind of getting on the ball and being able to spray passes, so it could be a new lease of life for him. deeper.
Here's Stefan Skugel. Bright as ever, looking for the next pass. Puts it back to Robertson. It's a great ball over, and Taggart's touch nearly gets him free, but it's good feet there from Swan. And again, he's done well there. Salmon holding it up against Todd. Skugel gets a nudge on the back. It's not enough for the referee to blow his whistle.
I can't do this rain. Gordon, please, I need one for the camera. The camera's getting absolutely soaked, really heavy.
Cowdenbeath enjoy a little bit of possession, and the fans find their way to any part of shelter that they can find here in the segregated Alloa.
Behind the goals that Alloa are shooting towards, everyone's cascaded to the back for the slight back cover.
Their shorts and t-shirt as they shield themselves from the rain. You know you're in Scotland. It's good hold-up play there from Boyd. And again, it's King that's the available player in midfield. Out in the left to Church. Ambitious there from Church, but he's eventually crowded out by blue shirts. That's clever play there again from Swan, just letting that go for Miller, and here come Cowdenbeath in the counter-attack with Chris Renton. Finds Buchanan, forced all the way back again to Mullen. Good feet there from Bobby Barr, leaves Boyd on his backside, and it's fallen at the back post, and Cowdenbeath really should have scored there. It's a fantastic opportunity for Swan, I believe that is, but he's put it wide at the post, found himself with acres of space there, but couldn't find the target.
Fantastic opportunity, open at the back post, no man marking him, free shot at goal, just couldn't get it quite on target. Good play overall for Cowdenbeath there.
A warning for Alloa, and a warning of who has been quite quiet but a talented player in Bobby Barr, leaving Boyd for dead there. Here's Skugel, looks up for Scott Taggart again. Can Alloa make Cowdenbeath through that missed opportunity? It's a crunching tackle there from Todd.
It's one of those ones that obviously he's come through very hard, but maybe back in the olden days it wouldn't have been given. It definitely is these days.
Fair play to Connor Salmon though, right up. No rolling about. Not that you'd expect that from a man of his stature.
No. Looks very brash and brute, that man.
It's Taggart and Skugel standing over the free kick. It's a fair distance, but
very interested to see a shot for here.
it would take a lot to beat Cammy Gill from this distance. Looks like it will be a cross from Taggart, or not. It's a shot, and it's probably not even worth raising my voice there, but it's wide of the mark.
That's just the fan in you coming out. We've all been there.
Goal kick for Cowdenbeath goes to the right hand side, looking for Chris Renton as usual, but how he's done well to win that. Salmon gets his head onto the second ball, but Boyd gets a wee bit lucky there, and Alloa do come out of possession. King finds Scott Taggart, gets it forward to Kevin Colley. ball about well here. It will be Craig Howie to go along, looking for Stephen Boyd. It looks onside to me, but the referee's raised his flag. It was a close one.
That was a hopeful shout from the Cowdenbeath player there to try and get an offside call. I don't think it was actually. Got the benefit of the doubt.
Cowdenbeath holding their shape well, though. It's Alloa struggling to work their way through the midfield and are being forced for these kind of long, wide balls so far.
Alloa have had a lot of possession, but they've yet to kind of create any clear-cut chance from it. So we're looking to obviously improve on that in the remaining of this half, and then maybe Barry Ferguson will have a word at half-time as well, just to kind of push a bit more attacks and shots on target at least.
I think it's always expected when you've got 5 new players in the starting 11. It's not been a very long pre-season. I swear they get shorter and shorter. Here is Liam Buchanan looking to drive forward. This cross is easily intercepted though by Howie.
Hey, Jock, come on, son. Hey.
Let's do the central one.
Hold the wider.
Call 8 now. It's tight in that area again, and it's intercepted by Cowdenbeath. Renton holding it up well. Finds Miller with a bit of space in the midfield, and now Barr out to Mullen. Todd back to his goalkeeper, and now out to Craig Thompson as well. Been an interesting season for Cowdenbeath. The visitors obviously 9th last year. It's not what you would really expect for a team that was in the Championship. Must have been 6-7 years ago now, to be fair, but a lot of strong signings, and Craig Thompson done well in this division. We spoke about Hutton, Buchanan all coming in. They'll be looking up the way rather than behind their shoulders.
Yeah, they were hoping the added experience can push them up the table a bit.
It's a good ball in from Colley, and it's cleared there by the man we're talking about, Craig Thompson. Out for a corner kick, as he'll get a talking to by the referee. Not like him at all, eh?
Not at all.
An opportunity for Alloa to get the ball into the box. Not really made the most of their set pieces so far. But it's Skuggo once more. It's a decent looking ball in, and it's bounced about the 6-yard box. Stephen Boyd looking to get a shot away, eventually cleared there by Thompson.
Fair old Shremarsh in the middle of the box here. Stephen Boyd was looking to just get a wee tap on it, and anything would have taken it towards the goal.
Attack is still on though for Alloa with Church. He's got to get it into the box. He's looked for his skipper, who's headed it down to Stephen Boyd. His volley is bounced off the floor and palmed out for a corner kick by Cammy Gill. Alloa turning up the heat.
Yeah, it's the first real big chance for Alloa in this game, and it was a good chance at that. Good knockdown and decent enough shot by Boyd, and well saved by Gill.
Opportunity again for Skuggo. It's an interesting delivery.
Don't know if that one was worked in the training ground.
Pressure is relieved for the visitors. But it's two teams had probably clear-cut opportunities now, so even in that sense, but both yet to break the deadlock. Andy Graham forward to King. It's a good wee touch and go from Skugel and Colley. But Jamie Todd again, he loves a good slide challenge, even on the Astro. It's a good challenge there from the skipper.
Seen that challenge coming a mile off. We fair loved that. You love to see those type of challenges coming.
He's a brave boy, like I say, on the 4G pitch. But Alloa still on the attack here. Kevin Colley, wee bit of miscommunication there, and Thompson steps out of defence and deals with it well, but only momentarily, as it King will ramp up the pressure once more.
Right hand side once again.
As Scott Taggart skips past his man, skips into the box, might fancy the shot! And it's flashed past goal there. Good play there from Scott Taggart.
Different side to his game there, obviously you're used to kind of seeing him just go down the wing and get a cross in, but he's chosen a different path there. I think he caught the Cowdenbeath defence off guard. But another good attack for Alloa.
I don't think that was an attack that pleased Gary Boland that much. The right back getting into the box as easy as he did. That's a slip there from Howie, allows Buchanan to get there first. Good wee touch there from Bart. And Renton does well to flick it on, but again cleared by Alloa. And that's a
very good touch.
Brilliant touch there from Connor Salmon, showing a different side of his game there. Stephen Boyd coming forward. Looking to get the ball into the box, corner kick. Intelligent play there from the big forward.
Very impressive actually. I mean, it's maybe a bit naive for me to think that he doesn't have a bit of footballing brain about him. He has been around quite a long time, he's got to have something else to his game rather than just being a target man. But that was very good feet from him there, very clever.
Just does offer Alloa a completely different dynamic up front, and one that could prove to be beneficial as they have the corner kick here. It's another good ball into the 6-yard box, headed back to where it came from by Craig Thompson, who seems to be everywhere this evening. Having a good game, the former Edinburgh City man. Church will look to get the ball into the box with a long one, although Skugel is shown for it. Opts to go long. Again, Thompson's the one that gets his head to it. Hoofed clear to Neil Parry. And it's a little bit wild there from Scott Taggart.
Put that one down to rust. Pre-season rust.
There'll be a throw in just about the halfway line. Hutton shows for it. Poor touch from Robertson allows Liam Buchanan to get in, but dealt with by the Alloa defence despite the complaints.
We should have kept going there, Buchanan. He chose to moan at the ref instead.
And that's a great ball over the top. If Salmon can make it, gives Gill a decision to make, and wins a free kick. No complaints from Connor Salmon, but looked a wee bit harsh to me.
Got to say fair play to the keeper there for coming out and commanding. There's a lot of keepers that would shy away from that situation.
It's another neat wee touch there from Kevin Colley. Finds Skugel. Good feet again from Stefan Skugel. Oh, it's brilliant from Stephen Boyd, cutting inside, and he shots into the hands of Cammy Gill, but Alloa showing a little bit of class here in the last kind of 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a good step up in tempo for Alloa. Obviously they've had all this possession, but we need to start getting those attacks in, and there's certainly been a few good chances in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Goes forward again for Connor Salmon, battling well, brings it down excellently. Good play once again by the Irishman. Ferguson letting his thoughts know. Play is the call. And Alloa wait, as we know. Good pass from Skugel. Colley at the edge of the box. Pops it out on the left to Church. Gives it to Boyd, whose pass is read by Chris Renton. Here is Kyle Hutton with a little bit of space here. He switches it over to his right back. That's a little bit wild, but Todd just about deals with it, but could be made to pay here. Scott Taggart latches on to the loose ball.
Keep it ball! Keep it ball! Keep it ball!
Alloa will look to come forward once again. That's a good ball from Andy Graham to find Taggart, who does stay on side. It's that battle between him and Swan again. It's great feet from the right back. Toss and turn and lays off Robertson. And it's deflected off of Thompson and out for another corner kick for the Wasps.
Very good incisive play for Alloa there, especially on the right hand side that they've been using a lot in this game. Scott Taggart once again involved. Unlucky to see another chance go wide.
Patient from Alloa as well, just no pressure to get the ball forward, passing it around the back until the space opens. And they have a corner kick that's floated into Salmon, who is penalised.
I always question those fouls.
Howie, see there. Take a touch and you pass it. Don't take 3 and 4. Just take a touch and pass. Simple. Keep us up here.
Once again, Renton is the target. I think that will be the story of the night, to be honest. Especially when your strike partner is Liam Buchanan.
There is only one you can aim for.
Talk about the little and large classic strike partnership. But a great signing, Liam Buchanan, I think, for League 2 Cowdenbeath. He was still scoring goals and playing a part for Alloa in the Championship last season. What he did for the young boys as well, I think he'll do the business for Cowdenbeath.
Yeah, he's bound to get goals this season. He's probably just too good for League 2 level. He would probably been an effective player for Alloa, but he's chosen to move on to the club that he started his career at, so fair play to him. And he's always been a consistent goal scorer. We'd expect him to continue that this season.
That is a fairy tale ending for Liam Buchanan of like you say, a glittered and very respectable career. I'm sure he'll say he's got plenty of life left in those legs. And I'm sure he would absolutely love a goal tonight against his former team.
It will not make one of these ones where he doesn't even celebrate.
Somehow I very much doubt it. Alloa look to come forward once more. Again, Scott Taggart looks to be the outlet.
As you mentioned, it is just that kind of patient play for Alloa. They're building it up and they know the chance will come and the spaces will open up. They're just trying to patiently build it up and get that open.
They have managed to gain a few yards here, but like you say, they'll go back and they'll try find their way through again. No hopeful punts up the field as of yet. They're probably both hopeless and hopeful.
That's you 6 months to 9.
Andy Graham coming out of defence. 3-1-2 with Colley, and a little bit of lack of communication, and possession will turn. Again, Cowdenbeath will come forward, but it's Church is right on the heels of Bobby Bart, just about to keep possession though. That's a neat wee touch from Bobby Barr. I'm not sure how much of it he actually meant, but he's done well. A wee laugh from Barr suggests maybe not very much.
It's a bit of a heavy one there.
But it fooled him, and more importantly for Cowdenbeath, it fooled Daniel Church as well. And Cowdenbeath have the shy. Smart play there from Kyle Hutton. Poor ball there from Clark, gives possession back to the home side. And Boyd wins the throw in. And it's switched out to Stephen Boyd. He takes it down well. He's up against Mullen. Doubled up though, but he skipped past them both. Cut it back to Kevin Colley at the edge of the D. And it's just wide of the post again from Alloa. Mounting the pressure, but still to find the back of the net.
If there's anyone you want that to fall to the edge of the box, it'd probably be Kevin Colley. I was half expecting it to go in the top corner there, but again, just slightly off target. Need that wee bit extra quality in the final third.
To be fair, it's the last kind of couple of attacks. Stephen Boyd's really coming into the game, isn't he? He's got neat feet here on the left, and he's given Fraser Mullen and Bobby Barr as well a tough time of it.
Could actually be quite a clever tactic by Ferguson to maybe use him more on the wing, because he's not got the greatest of numbers in his career in terms of goals, Boyd, but might be a good attacking threat down that left hand side, cutting inside and creating chances that way. It's definitely been fruitful today.
Here is Church, who'll look for Connor Salmon. Thompson does well, and an interesting battle between the two of them. Here is Bart up against Church. Knocks it back to Miller. And Andy Graham leaves it for his goalkeeper. Alloa back in possession. Didn't take very long, but they have dominated most of the ball in the first half, as they probably would have expected, to be fair. But Cowdenbeath quite respectably holding their own so far.
As you mentioned earlier, they're just holding their shape very well and pressing Alloa when Cowdenbeath aren't on the ball. They're definitely just, you know, not allowing Alloa to just break through them very easily.
Howie is forced back to Parry. Cowdenbeath, like you say, are really picking their moments to press, and it's high tempo from the Blue Brazil, and they do win it back with Buchanan. But gifted back to Stefan Skugel. Takes a wee bit of a heavy touch though, and Hutton will collect. It's neat play there from Swan forward to Benton, but read well by Graham. Just about misses the referee there. Breathe in.
Like shimmy from him.
Graham coming forward once more. Skiggles held off the pressure, but it's another lunging tackle from Todd, but Alloa keep possession, and here's Stephen Boyd once more on this left hand side, looking for a way through. This time he's blocked. And here comes King. crowd of players there, and it's Miller that sniffs it out. Here is Mullen looking forward. I think Bobby Bard just straight offside, leaves it, and Howie puts that ball. It's the first ball of the season lost to the streets of Alloa.
Good job I didn't park my car there.
But the fear of God, because that's exactly what I parked mine. Driving back to Glasgow with one window less than I came up with. As Stephen Boyd drives forward a bit of pace, shows a little bit too much though to the experienced Kyle Hutton, and his experience shows as he buys that foul there. He's definitely an asset for Cowdenbeath. He's played at a decent level as Hutton won four major honours I think with Rangers. It's been strange to see his career end up at East Kilbride, but working his way back up the divisions. Maybe the open goal stuff helped him along the way, but jokes aside, a good addition permanently for Cowdenbeath.
Yeah, just that added experience, as was said, with a couple of other members of the squad. It just adds an extra bit of know-how into the squad that maybe didn't have in previous seasons.
Now it's Buchanan, gets the ball into a box and dealt well by Alloa as Taggart looks to come forward, and it's a cynical challenge there from Clark, and he will go into the book. And I'm not sure what there could be any complaints about that. There is complaints, there will always be complaints, but it's as clear a yellow card as you'd see all season.
I honestly don't understand when players do that. It's so obvious sometimes. It's an accumulation of rough tackles as well. There's been quite a few this game, and they've been let off, and some have been good challenges, but that one was definitely, no question about it, a booking.
Oh, you! Gary Boland just letting the referee know that he doesn't even think it's a foul. Football is the most blinkered game, blinkered vision, I'd say.
Come on, Gary. If the shoe was on the other foot.
Church coming forward, gives it to Boyd, and he's absolutely done Mullen there on the right hand side, and won a free kick as well, quite rightly. Cowdenbeath, the tempers are flaring a little bit, their challenges are absolutely flying, and most of the time Alloa are dealing with them well. There's not much complaints, but it's getting a wee bit feisty.
And Stephen Boyd done well there to keep continuing, and you'd see a lot of players just go down there and look for the free kick immediately, but he wanted to keep going. And quite rightly, the ref brought it back.
King has the opportunity as we approach the break to get the ball into the box. It's a decent ball, cleared well by Todd, helped away by Clark. And the referee blows for half time. Both teams have had decent chances in the first half, but the goal has not. Nobody has found a goal. First game, I still haven't quite found my feet yet. It is half time. 0-0. Thoughts on the first half?
I mean, I think it's just been a case of Alloa making that patient build up and hoping to get chances for that. They've had a good few, and Cowdenbeath obviously had that notable one where it just went past the post. That's been their best effort so far, and it's been a quite feisty game, and just a good wee kind of opener for the season so far.
Absolutely. Any Alloa players in particular impressed you? Obviously Scott Taggart, we all know what he's capable of. He's been full of life, but Stephen Boyd as well looked good in flashes for his debut.
I mean, the two new signings, Salmon and Boyd, have done very well, kind of doing obviously different roles. Salmon being the target man and wanting to play off, and Boyd cutting in and having a couple of shots as well. So it's been very promising for an Alloa perspective, and they'll just be hoping for more of that in the second half.
They will do. Managers have gone in to give their half-time team talks, and the subs are out warming up, so we will leave you for half-time, and we'll be back in 15 minutes for coverage of the second half here at the Underdrill Stadium. It's probably not even worth raising my voice there, but it's wide of the mark.
It's just the fan you coming out. We've all been there. The added experience can push them up the table a bit.
It's a good ball in from Colley, and it's cleared there by the man we're talking about, Craig Thompson. Out for a corner kick, as he'll get a talking to by the referee. Not that. Attack is still on though for Alloa with Church. He's got to get it into the box. He's looked for his skipper, who's headed it down to Stephen Boyd. His volley is bounced off the floor and palmed out for a corner kick by Cammy Gill. Alloa turn.
Right hand side once again.
As Scott Taggart skips past his man, skips into the box, might fancy the shot, and it's flash past goal there. Good play there from Scott Taggart.
Different side to his game there, obviously you're used to.
And Colley finds Skugel. Good feet again from Stefan Skugel. Oh, it's brilliant from Stephen Boyd, cutting inside, and he shots into the hands of Cammy Gill, but Alloa showing a little bit of class here in the last kind of 5-10. Andy going to find Taggart, who does stay on side. It's that battle between him and Swan again. It's great feet from the right back. Toss and turn and lays off Robertson, and it's deflected off of Thompson and out for another corner kick for the Wasps.
Very good.
And it's switched out to Stephen Boyd. He takes it down well. He's up against Mullen. Doubled up though, but he skipped past them both. Cut it back to Kevin Colley at the edge of the D. And it's just wide of the post again from Alloa. Mounting the pressure. And go to the end. backside, and it's fallen at the back post. And Cowdenbeath really should have scored there. It's a fantastic opportunity for Swan, I believe that is, but he's put it wide at the post. Found himself with acres of space there. Across from Taggart, or not, it's a shot, and it's probably not even worth raising my voice there, but it's wide of the mark.
It's just the fan you coming out. We've all been there. The added experience can push them up the table a bit.
It's a good ball in from Colley, and it's cleared there by the man we're talking about, Craig Thompson. Out for a corner kick, as he'll get a talking to by the referee. Not that. Attack is still on though for Alloa with Church. He's got to get it into the box. He's looked for his skipper, who's headed it down to Stephen Boyd. His volley is bounced off the floor and palmed out for a corner kick by Cammy Gill. Alloa turn.
Right hand side once again.
As Scott Taggart skips past his man, skips into the box, might fancy the shot, and it's flash past goal there. Good play there from Scott Taggart.
Different side to his game there, obviously. You're used to.
And Colley finds Skugel. Good feet again from Stefan Skugel. Oh, it's brilliant from Stephen Boyd, cutting inside, and he shots into the hands of Cammy Gill, but Alloa showing a little bit of class here in the last kind of 5-10. Andy going to find Taggart, who does stay on side. It's that battle between him and Swan again. It's great feet from the right back. Toss and turn and lays off Robertson, and it's deflected off of Thompson and out for another corner kick for the Wasps.
Very good.
And it's switched out to Stephen Boyd. He takes it down well. He's up against Mullen. Doubled up though, but he skipped past them both. Cut it back to Kevin Colley at the edge of the D. And it's just wide of the post again from Alloa. Mounting the pressure backside, and it's visitors are met with a chorus of boos as they enter from the Hardy bunch behind the goals. Doesn't look like any changes so far for the visitors. The only other game in this group does have a goal in it, as Wraith Rovers lead Brecon City by a goal to 0. Lewis Vaughan with the opener there. And if Alloa want to have any chance of progressing in this group, you'd really think that they've got to take all 3 points tonight against Cowdenbeath.
Yeah, the home games are always very important in these group games, especially for the teams that want to progress. The away games are always tougher, and you look to get like a point and maybe the bonus point in the penalties, but 3 points at home is always vital in this group stage.
Barry Ferguson's men just making them wait a little bit as some of the Alloa subs chat up with former teammates.
Could you be adding that bit in there? Not just chatting up.
I don't sometimes you open your mouth in commentary and you're like, what am I saying?
I'm live.
Especially when an Alloa team make you wait and kill so much airtime, but I'm sure Barry Ferguson is just rallying up the troops one more time before they take to the pitch. I think some people could overanalyse it and say it's mind games, but I think someone's just got a dodgy watch or something in there.
Mind games in the first group game of the Premier Sports Cup.
Elite mentality from Ferguson and co.
Leave no stone unturned.
At least the Alloa fans behind the goal are entertaining themselves with some back and forth with the Cowdenbeath players.
It's nice to see. You've missed that type of thing at football games.
I think so. I think so.
A couple of games in the last few weeks, and it's just that different atmosphere you get with people actually being on the ground.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more something. Every tackle gets a new, and the ones that go over the bar get a jeer, and you miss those things. It's very soulless without supporters, and it really did kill last season majorly, and I think Alloa were affected by it, as were many teams, but it's good to see fans back in the news today that it could be up to 2,000. It's great. I don't think there'll be many Alloa supporters left without a ticket if the numbers go up to that number.
No, that could easily see Alloa fill a large amount of the stadium at least. And if they're successful, then maybe even more.
Will be Stefan Skugel to kick us off in the second half. They've kept us waiting, but here we go. 45 minutes more in the Premier Sports Cup first game. Taggart goes long looking for Salmon. It's another wayward clearance by Clark. Colley back to Taggart, but it's a poor cross there from the right back. Alloa keeping the pressure on though. Stephen Boyd, but Mullins hot on his heels. What do you think Ferguson said to his side at half time? More of the same, or a wee bit more quality in the final third, the final pass or shot?
I think more of the same in terms of the patient build-up. He might have asked them to come out and just get in their faces a bit at the start of the half, and we all know that getting an early goal kind of sets the tone for the half, so maybe he's asked them to go and get that as early as possible, but I think definitely the build-up will still be a case of patient and wait until the opportunities arise.
Robertson dropping deep to collect it, knocks it out to the captain, who goes long again looking for Connor Salmon, but dealt with by Todd, but only as far as Kevin Colley, who has the opportunity, drives it across goal, no takers there, and out for a goal kick. The first opportunity of the second half falls to the home side, and it's so close to the opener.
I would have expected a little bit more on target there, at least testing the goalkeeper. It was a very good opportunity in terms of just the space that he had. I was expecting to be drill it into the far corner, but just a bit wide.
I think it was definitely a shot that maybe looked more like a cross. Maybe unfair on Kevin there, but Thompson deals just about with Salmon, puts it out for a goal kick, and Good pressure there from the big man up top.
I think Thompson just done all he could, and I think Salmon was actually providing a really good physical threat, and he has done throughout the game. I think we're seeing exactly what he'll bring to this Alloa side throughout the season.
Corner does come in from the far side. It's a decent looking ball. Howie can't quite direct that towards goal. It was a tricky one.
Just a bit too high for him there, got right under the ball, no chance to really get that on target.
I haven't spoken much about Craig Howie. He was one of the very first signings for the club this season. Signed like just days or maybe a week after the season had finished. It was only officially announced when Ferguson was announced, but a very capable player for Clyde last season. Scored a brilliant goal that I think won their goal of the season, but he's looked quite comfortable tonight, good on the ball and up for the battle as well.
Yeah, it's a good young prospect to have. Obviously Alloa will be looking to put him into the squad along with more experienced players like we've mentioned already, especially Andy Graham, that will be a mainstay in the team, but Mark Dunnan will be there as well to guide players like Howie along, and he's already established himself as a player in the SPFL already, so a good acquisition for Alloa.
And it gives good competition at centre half as well. I think last season Alloa struggled, and that's maybe why we went to 3 in the back eventually, and Scott Taggart had filled at centre half, Robertson was at right back, Liam Dick as well played centre back, but now you've got Graham, Howie, Durnan and Jameson as natural 4 centre backs, and that's exactly what you want going into the season, competition for places.
Yeah, it's just good to have those numbers, especially due to the kind of situation that we still find ourselves in with COVID, and then obviously the normal stuff, injuries and suspensions that centre halves do end up picking up throughout the season, so just good to have that amount of numbers and good quality numbers as well.
Here is Taggart, finds Stefan Skugel. Not quite the pass that he was looking for, but Alloa are chasing it down, looking to win back possession. Renton's done well against Howie, but intelligent play there from the centre half to hold back Renton, and Renton's a big boy, he really shouldn't be complaining about that too much.
I think he's even kicking it a laugh himself.
Robertson sprays it out to the right to Scott Taggart. Beautiful ball, and Taggart's drilled it across the face. Smart wee clearance there from Mullen, but pressure still on. Boyd clips it into the area, bouncing about. Hutton eventually helps it away. King will look to continue the attack for the Wasps. Taggart crosses the ball into the area. Salmon's header is well over the bar. Danger averted.
Sprightly start from Alloa, a bit more getting down the wing and getting crosses in and just trying to make that the breakthrough as early as possible.
Yeah, it is a familiar tale to the first half so far. Cowdenbeath holding their shape well. Alloa enjoying most of the ball, but finding it hard to break through the blue back line. Neat feet there from Hutton. Todd looking for the forward pass, finds Kyle Hutton once again. Hands in the back there from Connor Salmon, and eventually Hutton does go to ground. It looks like he's maybe taking a nasty one.
Just looks like a shove in the back. I don't know if he clipped him or anything.
I'm not sure if he's maybe twisted a knee or an ankle or something, but I don't think it's any fault of Salmon. Like you say, it was just a wee kind of nudge. Looks like he'll be alright.
He's a big boy.
Moving a bit gingerly, but I'm sure he'll be able to run it off as he's already demanding the ball. Andy Graham wins that up against Chris Renton, but it is a throw in that Clark will come over to take. King had a handful of Buchanan's shirt there, no foul given. Good play there from Stefan Skugel, wins the throw in. Stefan Skugel again, he feels like, to me, like a new signing. Obviously last season was not the season we expected, signing a player of his calibre, fitness issues and other issues as well. I think Skugel was maybe, and his teammates were maybe a little bit surprised about the lack of game time he got, but a 2-year deal for a player of Stefan Skugel's quality in League One is very, very good business in my opinion.
If Alloa can get the best out of a player like him, then playing him at this level should get the best out of him, especially alongside a lot of the other attacking players that Alloa have that are very good at this level, and including a player like Stephen Boyd in that as well, who's shown up really well in the opening stages of this game at least.
Andy Graham listens to the call from the young Alloa fan, goes back to his keeper. Neil Parry does take matters into his own hands, and Liam Buchanan gets the goal on his return. It's a mistake from Neil Parry, and Buchanan comes back to haunt his former team. A beautiful strike into the top corner, and against the run of play, Cowdenbeath make Alloa pay.
A very clever finish, and it's one of a very experienced forward. You wouldn't see a young forward trying that, an experienced one. He knows exactly what he wants to do there, and he's executed it to perfection. I think that probably racks up a stat of him scoring in every SPFL season since the start of his career now, so it's a notable thing for him to achieve, but very good finish.
And answers the question, will he celebrate against his former team? He certainly enjoyed dinking it over his former teammate Neil Parry there, and Cowdenbeath do lead.
I think I'd forgive him for that one, because I don't think he'll score many better ones this full season. Despite the goal being out of his goal, I think that's just a cracking finish, and the reason why Cowdenbeath have signed a player of his quality.
Not the start to the season that Parry would have wanted, but Alloa still have plenty of time to get himself back into this game as Colley works his way into the box, and it's out for a corner kick.
I think Alloa just waiting for a quick reply at this point, trying to get the next goal as soon as possible. Not let Cowdenbeath sit behind the ball.
Corner comes in and it's fallen to the feet of Salmon, and I thought he was just going to knock that home, but it's out for another corner. King this time over to take it at the far side. Cleared well by Kyle Miller, and Buchanan buys the foul there off of Colley.
Interesting to see how Cowdenbeath do just put more men behind the ball now and try and just see through this 1-0 lead that they do have, or if they will try and get another goal just to seal it really. Also held their shape well throughout the game so far, but
yeah, like you say, they probably don't need to change much tactically because they have been very solid at the back without putting too much pressure going forward. But on the counter-attack, it is Liam Buchanan again, and this time Neil Parry stops his former teammate, but Liam Buchanan finding a little bit of space in the box again and very nearly doubling his goal tally.
it's providing a very good threat for Cowdenbeath up front. A mishap in the defence for Alloa just to let him in there, but it was instinctive play for him to follow the ball through. Good save by Parry.
And he's probably kicking himself because I don't think he'll get many when you score a goal of that difficulty, but don't tuck away that one. It's that's football for you, but as like you say, a great opportunity and matched with a good save from Alloa number 1. The ball goes into the box. Taggart does well to out-strengthen Swan, and the ball goes in from King to the back post. Thompson will clear it forward to Chris Renton, and King does win it back, and Here's Kevin Colley, slips it on the left to Stephen Boyd. Looking to get through 2 bodies there, but comfortable there from Cowdenbeath. They look like that goal has given them so much confidence.
I mean, they've certainly done well in terms of pressing the ball and getting a lot of men around the person who's on the ball at the time as well, especially in that scenario there where in the first half we were seeing Boyd cut in and get a few shots away. He wasn't allowed to do it there, just by the numbers of Cowdenbeath players that were around him at the time.
Here is Stefan Skubel looking for an opening. Gives it to King, who knocks it back to his midfield partner Robertson. He's looking up, and it's a wayward ball from Robertson. Now we're just looking a little bit flustered just now. Just need to calm it down a bit, get a foothold of this game again.
Just need to go back to that patient build-up and like they were in the first half, just not panicking just because they've gone 1-0 down. There's plenty of time left in the game. Just need to wait until the opportunities arise and not rush into something a bit like that opportunity there.
The ball just gets away there from Colley, and good feet there from Todd. There's a few options on the bench for Alloa should Barry Ferguson look to change it. You've got a couple of new faces and probably attacking options we'll be looking at. Ben Armour, and he would be an option to come on, the ex-Peterhead man. You've obviously got the youngsters as well, Liam Evans the striker, Cammy O'Donnell, so there is options there should Alloa want to shake it up going forward.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Cameron O'Donnell, and a few times I've seen him on the pitch, so I would expect him to come on at some point.
Here come Cowdenbeath looking to double their tally. Bobby Barr's crosses comfortably dealt with though. The Rain continue to lash down, and Stefan Skugel has latched onto a loose pass there. He's looked to slip through Connor Salmon, but it's Craig Thompson that's first to it. Continuing his stellar performance at the back. And Skugel again is a little bit loose with his pass.
It was a good opening there as well. Skugel done well to get the break of pace away from the defender, but just that one final ball.
Here is Kyle Hutton. You can see that run on the right hand side.
Just a bit far.
A little bit too ambitious there for the oncoming Mullen. Possession turns once more as Cowdenbeath have the throw in here. Again, tight in there, and ball's hoofed forward for Salmon. Piling the pressure on Thompson. But eventually, between Thompson and Todd, they deal with it. Salmon not quite giving it up, but he's giving away a foul there.
Bit too eager at that one there.
First substitute of the evening will be coming on shortly. It will be Cowdenbeath to make it. New signing Luke Mahadi coming on, just signed this afternoon on loan from Wraith Rovers, former apprentice of Celtic and the Swifts. But can Alloa get themselves back level before that happens? It's Scott Taggart, he clips it, looking for Colley at the back post, but easily dealt with by Cowdenbeath. And Howie drops it back to Neil Parry, who takes no chances this time and just clears it straight away. But it's Buchanan coming forward once again for the Blue Brazil, knocks it out on the right to Mullen. His cross looks like it could go anywhere. Parry had it covered. That's out for a goal kick, and Cowdenbeath will make that sub.
As you mentioned, Alloa do look a wee bit flustered here, and Cowdenbeath have really gained a lot of confidence for scoring that goal. They've really started to put together a couple of attacks and been a bit more incisive with their passing, so Alloa just need to watch that on the break. They still had a lot of possession, but just need to watch out.
Chris Renton is the man to make way. Cuts a very, very tired figure. He's put in some shift up front, and it will be Luke Mahadi to come on for his debut. Probably only met his teammates about an hour ago.
Unless he's been away on holiday, it looks like he met the sunbed before.
He knew the WASP TV cameras would be on him for his big date. Here is his first involvement. It's good feet and a good touch, but Alloa do win it back. But persistent play there from Cowdenbeath. Possession turns once more, and it's Cowdenbeath that look the more threatening team at the moment. Alloa just can't get a foothold again. Ball goes into the box, looking for Mahadi. Just misses that though. Clark, how he reads that. Buchanan a bit flat-footed, and it's a little bit too wild from Howie. Andy Graham heads it forward, only as far as Hutton. Todd knocks it back to Gill, who'll go long. Taggart will see that out. And there will be another substitution, and this time it will be for Alloa, and it will be Jordan Armstrong coming on for Daniel Church. One debutant for another debutant. The ex-East Kilbride man makes his way, and will more than likely be a straight swap into left back. 65, I think.
Doing the field of play is Daniel Church, being replaced by Jordan Armstrong.
An interesting signing, Jordan Armstrong, ex-Motherwell youth as well, and comfortable, solid season at East Kilbride, but a big step up for him coming to play League One football, but must be highly thought of by Ferguson and Malcolm and Connolly.
It's just one of these ones that they come into a level of football like this and hope to push on in their careers and make a claim to be a regular first team player. Obviously Church is coming as well, and on new signing, it'll just be about who can impress the manager the most.
You've obviously got young Lucas Williamson as well, a breakthrough of last season, pushing for that position as well. Maybe finds himself a little bit hard done by that he finds himself on the bench this evening, but I'm sure he'll also have a big role to play as the season progresses.
So you're telling me that's another free ball at the left back to Scotland could have in the future?
Maybe wouldn't go that far, but it's always a left back. Corner taken short to Buchanan and whipped in this time by Mullen, and it's out for a goal kick. But it is nice to see someone like Lucas Williamson stay on despite interest from elsewhere throughout the summer. It's good to see him decide to ply his trade at Alloa once more, because he was very, very exciting talent last season. Obviously everybody talks about that goal against Ayr United, but that aside, came on leaps and bounds as the season went on. Kevin Colley has options to start the Alloa attack. That's Stefan Skugel. Will probably switch it out to Jordan Armstrong, who gets his first contribution going forward. Whips it in with the left foot. It's an inviting ball. And the referee blows for a free kick. I'm not quite sure why, but let off there for Cowdenbeath. Slight wee tweak as well since Armstrong's come on. Just Skugel dropping out onto the right wing and Kevin Colley playing that role in behind Connor Salmon. Not quite a formation change, but just a little shake up top.
I think it's one of these things that Alloa have always had. It's an interchangeable kind of three behind the striker. Troughton and the likes have always been kind of interchangeable throughout the last few seasons, so it's good to see that that's an option for Alloa moving forward.
Ball just about stays in, but Cowdenbeath win the battle in the middle of the park, and here's Hutton to Swan. And he leaves that, and that's quite unlucky there from Cowdenbeath. Doesn't quite come off. Alloa look to hit them in the counter attack again. Every time an Alloa attacker gets it, there's 3-4 blue shirts surrounding them. Brave play there from Colley, wins it back for the Wasps. Good turn there from Stefan Skugel, and it's another poor challenge there from Todd, and he's had a couple tonight, and I think he's got to get away with it, but he's quite lucky to not find his name in the book.
That looked quite a nasty one. I thought that was destined for a booking.
Taggart with the free kick. Wild from Scott Taggart, not what he was after, not what the bodies going forward were after either. And Cowdenbeath will make their second change of the evening, sorry. It will be Robbie Buchanan coming on for Harvey Swan. He's had a good game, Harvey Swan, on this side of the park. He's a great battle with Scott Taggart, but he's looked dangerous coming forward as well.
He had that early chance for Cowdenbeath, probably their best chance of the first half. And aside from that, he's put in just a power of work on that on the wing for Cowdenbeath. And I'm sure it's another workhorse performance we'll expect from Robbie Buchanan coming on in his place.
Scott Taggart wins the ball, but Skugel finds Hutton with his pass. Goes long and Andy Graham deals with it. Stefan Skugel turning again into bodies of shirts, but does well to win it. And so, sorry for repeating myself, but every time the blue shirts are hounding the black and gold. Monumental effort from Cowdenbeath so far. Here is Armstrong. Robertson switches it out to Taggart. Skips past Buchanan. Knocks it back down the line to Stefan Skugel, who will look to get the ball into the area. It's poor from Skugel, but it's
Even worse.
the crowd enjoyed that one, and it is a corner kick. I think it is Skugel that's over to take it. And a different corner tactic from Alloa. They're crowding out the 6-yard box as opposed to the edge of the D. Skugel will look to put it right on top of the goalkeeper. He does, and there's always going to be a foul on that. This referee will always blow his whistle with that many bodies. much to the frustration of Andy Graham and co.
It's almost like he was looking for it after pointing out the prior to the corner.
We will get our 7th debutant of the evening very shortly as Ben Armour waits by the sidelines.
Some head on the boy.
I know. Yeah, we used to be quite good last season at predicting it, but new manager and new team, I'm not going to quite put my substitute prediction on the line just yet, but potentially a wee shake up front once more with Ben Armour coming on for his first appearance for the Wasps. As Connor Salmon slipped through, he looks to come back onto his left foot and he fires it wide of the post. It's a great opportunity for the Irishman, but Alloa still find themselves a goal down.
You've got to at least get that on target. That's one of the best chances of the game, certainly the second half for Alloa. Found himself clean through there and just slashed it out.
Will be Kevin Colley to make way for Ben Armour. And like I say, the 7th player this evening to make his first appearance for Alloa. Be interesting to see if that does mean a change in formation or if Armour will just slot in behind Salmon.
Coming on to deal with plays, Ben Armour, and he'll be replacing Kevin Colley.
Looks from initial viewing that they might be a front two. As they draw, as he says, as he takes 5 yards back into behind the striker.
And then he goes back. Who knows?
As long as he knows.
He's a number 9, get him up front.
Daggart does miss the header, but does well to recover. Sees off Robbie Buchanan, but Alloa look to come forward. Does look like he will be playing a little bit further forward than what Colley was playing. Like you said, there probably is going to be a certain degree of interchangeability about it, but it looks much more like a traditional front two now with Armour and Salmon up top.
Yeah, he definitely class Armour as more of a striker than the likes of Colley and stuff, so interchangeable, yeah, but probably more of a big man, small man type approach from Alloa now.
Alloa have around 15 minutes to find themselves a goal and get themselves back into this game. They've had the opportunities, but yet to really challenge Cammy. It's a cheap foul there. Liam Buchanan backing into Howie, goes down, wins a free kick in the centre circle. That's another substitution here as Ross Clark makes way for Ross Pollock. Eventually Pollock does enter the fray.
Cowdenbeath leaving the field of play is Ross Clark, and he'll be replaced by Ross Pollock.
Craig Thompson with the free kick. Looks out in the right to Mullen, but dealt with by Armstrong. Barr, sorry. Andy Graham coming forward. Goes long looking for Armour. Does well to bring it down in his chest, but again Cowdenbeath are right on their toes. play there from Armour, but just can't quite find Boyd. Adam King out to Armstrong, knocks it back to Robertson. Andy Graham's got space here in the centre of the park, and Alloa do eventually get to switch it out on the right to Taggart. Good feet there from Taggart as he looks to beat Buchanan. Skipping past both of them, whips it in. No takers though, and cleared by Cowdenbeath, and here comes Bobby Barr, knocks it down the line for Mahadi. He's onside, he's got help up with him with Robbie Buchanan. Howie reads it well though.
Mahadi's certainly got the legs to go against a maybe tiring Alloa backline this early in the season. Certainly should have burst of pace there with that breakaway.
And it's loose from Alloa, and there's cracks beginning to show as the Wasps push bodies forward, and Cowdenbeath look to catch him on the break. How he deals with it. And that was a great opportunity, and you can tell with Kyle Miller head and hands there, he knows it as well.
It's one of these ones that's getting that late in the game now that Cowdenbeath will want to try and take a chance because they know there's not that much time left to kill in the game. They've done well so far to see off any big Alloa opportunities. Got lucky at times with maybe a bit of poor finish on Alloa's behalf, but they've kept their shape well throughout the game.
Armour's back doing the dirty work, and the referee can't shimmy his way out of that one. Free kick taken quickly, too quickly though. As Stephen Boyd does the most spectacular thing we've seen in Alloa colours so far. Fortunately, it doesn't count. But
been watching too much Patrick Schick that
too soon, too soon. Eventually we will get the game going again with the uncontested drop ball as we enter the final 10 minutes of the game. The other game in the group, Raith do lead 3-0, couple of goals in the second half from Brad Spencer and Dario Zanata, make it comfortable. But here is Stephen Boyd, fancies the effort, and that one just about goes out for a throw-in.
so close.
Not quite what he was after there. I think Alloa and Barry Ferguson can look too much into this game. We spoke about the kind of debate and crossover between competitive game and friendly. Ferguson came out and said the league is priority, this is fitness, of course we'd like to win, but I think he could take too much from it.
I mean, he'll take positives and negatives from it. The build-up play's been good for Alloa and the chance creation's been good. It's obviously just that final product, but I wouldn't read too much into it. There has been teams who have played poorly in these group stages in past seasons since it's come into the SPFL, and then have gone on to have really good seasons, so it isn't really much to read into. Of course it's frustrating maybe losing these games that you expect to win, but there's been good things from Alloa in this game with the chance creation, and just fine-tuning that when going into the league season is key.
Yeah, like we said earlier, it's always hard when you've got so many new faces all playing at one time, but there has been some strong individual performances, especially in the first half, and you just hope that, like you say, the players just get a little bit more used to one another and used to the style that Barry's trying to implement, and hopefully the goals will start to flow, because like you say, that's kind of been the only part that's been missing tonight. The most important part, but one of the only parts.
I think Michael Owen would have a really good line to tell you there.
Adam King encouraged to turn and look forward for his next pass. Andy Graham does go forward for Armour, who's battling well, and the loose ball will fall in favour of the home side. King out to Howie. Graham looks for Salmon, who wins the flick on well, finds Ben Armour, Gill's out quickly though and snuffs out the danger. Good goalkeeping there from the youngster.
Yeah, very confident goalkeeping there for Cammy.
Good play there from Bobby Barr, finds Mahadi, neat wee touch, gets it on the turn, looking for the opportunity to shoot, just can't quite find his feet, and it's a poor touch from Adam King, and he's had to lunge in to try resurrect it, and he's taken out Liam Buchanan.
I think experienced players like Cowdenbeath are really doing the team a good turn here. Players like Buchanan and stuff, they're coming in and winning those fouls, and just the know-how is just proving that little bit extra that they need.
Absolutely, it's been a very assured performance from the visitors, and they'll take a lot of confidence going into a League 2 campaign. If they can play like this, I'm sure they'll be at the better end of the table in the upcoming season. It is Mullen over it, he fancies the effort, it's never going to challenge Neil Parry though, and as he frantically looks to take it quickly and get the attack going for the Wasps. Robertson battling well, holds off Mahadi, finds Skugel, he's got Taggart overlapping him, opts to use him, it's hogged down and looks for the 1-2, and they will get the free kick. Definitely most of Alloa's attacking threat has come from Scott Taggart, who's put in an absolute tireless shift here on the right hand side.
Just to say if there's a man of the match from Alloa, I think it would have to be him. He's been involved in everything pretty much.
Hey, Adam! Stay there!
Free kick will come in from Skugel. Gill plucks it out of the air, and it's no problem for Cowdenbeath. Andy Graham out there to deal with it, and great turn there from Boyd. Holds on to a little bit too long though, and Hutton pinches his pocket. Looks like Mahadi's offside. Easy call there for the linesman. Graham goes forward looking for Salmon. It's a poor touch though from Salmon, but the opportunity there, and Robertson just takes it too quickly, and Cowdenbeath clear. He had much more time than I think he thought he had. Good play though from Alloa, a couple of first touch passes, knocks out to Skugel, and it's blazed over the bar. Neat play there from Alloa, but yet again Cammy Gill isn't challenged between the sticks.
Once again, that right hand side, it's been a very good option for Alloa. I think that's something to really take out this game. The right hand side is going to be very fruitful for them this season. There are a quality player like Scott Taggart out there, and whoever you put in that front three behind the striker, you're going to have a good attacking option there.
Not long for Alloa to find a goal. As Cowdenbeath throw it forward. One though by Robertson and one well by Salmon, and they do manage to switch it out to that right hand side that you were just talking about with Skugel. We'll drop it back to Taggart. Taggart's got a little bit of space, Slips through Ben Armour. Snuffed out by Cammy Gill once more, who's looked very, very confident in goals.
Goalkeeper can be a funny position. You can sometimes feel a bit left out because if you make a mistake, that's kind of it. But he's certainly played his part today. He's come out and kind of balls to corner kicks and things like that, just easing the pressure off his team.
A wee bit of confusion once again, but Neil Parry does deal with it. Yeah, I think Cammy Gill has played well today, and I think it's a good move for him. 13 years at Dunfermline, not quite ever established as a number one at all really, but finally 23 years old, deciding to go out permanently and get some first team experience under his belt, which will be invaluable, and he's making the most of it so far. Alloa do have the throw in. Not long now, not many more attacks for the Wasps. Connor Salmon with an unconventional header there, it doesn't fall in his team's favour. Buchanan brings it out of defence. And the linesman flags for the free kick there. I don't think the referee had quite came to that decision, but it will be a free kick for Cowdenbeath, and I'm sure they'll take their time over that. Just watch the clock tick down. Takes it short, maybe time to take it into the corner flag. Alloa do win back possession though. Armour battling with Hutton. It is Armour that comes out on top. Now we need to get it forward and get it forward quickly. Here is Armstrong, clips it forward, but straight to the chest of Craig Thompson. Here is Adam King looking to go forward once more. Finds Scott Taggart. Alloa forced back when they really need to go the other way. There's not got time on their side. Robertson forward looking for Salmon, but he's dealt with well by Todd. Mullins' clearance is not the best one though, and if Alloa can win this, they might have one more opportunity. They do win it as Stephen Boyd fancies the effort. Could fall anywhere. It is Armour, knocks it back to King, and it's into the bottom corner, and Adam King rifles home, but it's been flagged for offside, and it must be on Ben Armour for the original layoff. And it was a talk about late calls. Adam King was nearly in the terraces celebrating by the time that the referee blew his whistle.
It was a very good move for Alloa and a good finish for Adam King, but must have been slightly early in the move. There was an offside call and linesman didn't make the call quite late, but call made nonetheless, no goal.
And Cowdenbeath win the free kick. And they'll look to maybe just see out this game. Many things baffle me, but I think the position that we're in, it's not the best to see if there was any offside, but I mean, Andy Graham was definitely not happy about it. Now there was Adam King. Real roller coaster of emotions there for Alloa players.
I think Cowdenbeath will be breathing a sigh of relief that one was called offside. They've done so well to get to that point and could have been seen off at the last few minutes there, but looks like they might just see this one out.
Neil Parry will have the goal kick. Maybe one more opportunity for Alloa to get it forward. The referee has taken a glance at his watch. Taggart with the throw in here. Andy Graham goes long. Sam is the target, making himself a nuisance but cleared and wins the free kick. Kyle Miller on John Robertson, and I think that will probably be it for this game, to be honest.
Been a very critical performance for Cowdenbeath. You have to say they have done well and have at least deserved to take something for the game. And albeit Alloa have probably created more chances in the game, Cowdenbeath certainly took confidence after scoring that goal. And maybe slight Alloa frustration after the goal played into Cowdenbeath's hands a bit, and they were catching Alloa on the break quite a lot. It's been a very good overall performance for the good result.
And the referee blows for full time. Barry Ferguson's Alloa tenure starts in a defeat. Cowdenbeath take all 3 points here in the Premier Sports Cup. It was Liam Buchanan, the former Wasps striker, that made Neil Parry pay for an unfortunate mistake. It was a beautiful strike from Buchanan, to be fair to him. Alloa did have their chances in the game and thought they might have snatched a point and an opportunity for a penalty shootout in the dying embers when Adam King rifled home from just inside the box, but eventually the linesman raised his flag and it was chopped off. Alloa start their season with a 1-0 defeat, but plenty positives to take with 7 debutants on the night. It's finished here at the Endodrill Stadium. Alloa Athletic 0, Cowdenbeath 1. A final word on the Alloa performance, Ben. We obviously gave the plaudits to Cowdenbeath, but Alloa can find themselves a little bit unlucky not to get something out of that.
Certainly in the first half they were the better side and should have really found themselves probably 1-0 up by half time, but they failed to take the chances, and that'll probably be the thing that Barry Ferguson will be kicking himself about in this performance, because it was all there in the first half. There's a lot of positives to take in terms of chance creation and stuff, but ultimately Cowdenbeath took their chance, which was not exactly one of the ones you'd expect to go in, but nonetheless put them in front, and that's how the game ended.
It'll be just 4 days until Ferguson's men have time to put it right as Livingston, Premiership outfit Livingston, come to the Underdrill for the second game of the Premier Sports Cup. But until then, thank you very much for tuning into Wasps TV, and thank you very much, Ben, for joining me live.
No worries, anytime.
Thanks very much, guys, and good night. Backside, and it's fallen at the back post, and Cowdenbeath really should have scored there. It's a fantastic opportunity.